So this is just a real quick video showing you how to bake Vertex colors inside Blender. Someone in my Discord community had asked about it since I did it on a live stream, so I thought I would just do a quick video about it. As of right now, this model is not using Vertex colors. It's actually got a texture on here. So you know, this is not a very efficient use of texture space when you have these kind of palettes. Now, there's an entire reason you might want to do this for art direction. I know in Kenny Assets, he actually puts a little gradient in each one of these tiles. And of course, that would be a great use case for a palette. But in this case, they're just hard, solid colors. So there's no real reason to do that. Now, the other thing about this model is that all the faces are disjointed. So it doesn't really matter what kind of vertex color you use. So let's just do this here now. If we add a color attribute here on the right, you could do vertex byte color is usually fine. You don't need float colors. Byte is usually more than enough precision. And basically all you do is you go to cycles, bake, and our target is going to be active color attribute. So we just want to do a diffuse, a color bake, and we're going to take away direct and indirect. And when you do this, it takes almost no time at all, but it bakes to that vertex color. So let's take a look. The color is here. If we go to this preview and we change it to be attribute, you can see here are the colors that were baked. Now, normally this doesn't really work too well on a model that has connected vertices because I'll show you in a minute. So if we back this up, so let's merge by distance. And what you notice is that obviously we get smooth shading everywhere, and it's probably really going to mess up the texture. Certainly on the head and places like that, it's not going to be right. But if we add a color attribute that's just vertex byte color, and if we try to bake this, which I'm going to do again here, we're going to see it really looks messed up. And the reason for this is that at each one of these vertex points, we're actually sharing colors. So there's only one color that can be had at any particular vertex point. And so we don't get any granularity in control over those colors. So the way we can fix this on a model like this is we can actually add a face corner byte color. And now if we bake this, we see that the colors come out correct. So there are a couple different options here. Back here, this option, this one was to just leave the model as it is with the faces separated. And we can add a color attribute there. It doesn't need to be face corner. It can be vertex, byte color. And we can bake this one. Versus, this one had the vertices joined if you really want smooth shading. Because it depends on your art style whether you want smooth shading or not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly bring this into Godot just to show you what the export process looks like. Now, we don't need any materials on this, so we can actually take away our material and we can export GLTF. So I was just pressing F3 there. And I already have a folder set up to kind of export this model to. So if we go to GLTF separate, we include visible. And then under data, the only change you need to make is under material. You can leave that as export because if there's no material, that still works. But if you also want, we can probably leave the material on there. And when we export this, we can decide to remove the export. So let's do GLTF separate. These are the recommended settings, by the way. Sometimes I do visible, but using renderable objects is also a great way to control what you export. And then under mesh, you'll see vertex colors. You have to set this to active. And the two checkboxes here, and I'm using Blender 4.5, these should be checked. So let's go ahead and export that. And then you'll see this model here comes in with colors. So we can actually drag this into the scene. And you'll notice it's not very bright. The colors are a little bit muted, I guess. Let's rotate him around. So he's kind of in the light a little bit. And actually, let's make local so we can just kind of see this here. So if we look into the material for this, what Godot has done automatically is we can find the albedo, and we can see use as albedo is on. So use as albedo, we're using the vertex colors to actually shade the model. So there's lots you can do with this. And in my series I did a couple days ago, the live streams I did, I actually smooth shaded the soldier, but then did a custom lighting shader on the soldier. So he has got a bit of an outline. and he's got some, some stuff I was messing around with anisotropic specular, and I think there's also a bit of a rim outline there. So in this case, just to explain what I was doing in this case, I actually did want the model with the smooth normals. So for me, with the smooth normals, even though it messed up the helmet a little bit, I've got to go back and fix that. I had to use the bite color on the face corners. If you don't use the face corners, then you won't actually get distinction between these different colors on the different parts of the model.